Hi, I'm Doug from Dynamic Computing, and welcome to episode 126 of 10-Minute Amiga Retrocast. Well, it's that time of year again, time to officially kick off the Amiga Art Contest 2022. Now, I created the Amiga Art Contest back in 2019 as a way to encourage us Amiga fans to start creating on our machines again and remind everyone that there's so much more to the Amiga than just the wonderful video games that it has. Since 2019, my good friend Vicky Pixel Vixen, right here, has been my co-host and judge for the contest. But as you probably know if you follow Vicky, she's been putting most of her energy into her fantastic manga comic, Future Saviors. You see a little bit right there, some pictures from it. You can read Future Saviors for free. It's a great manga comic and she does a great job. The links are right in the description of how to find that for free. But this year, because Vicky's busy, my co-host is going to be none other than the talented Kevin Saunders. Here's a lovely picture of him right here. Kevin, aka Invent71, has been a fantastic member of the Amiga community forever. Not only did he create the video promos for Amiga Art Contest 2020 and 2021, but he also did the opening logo and animation and my 10-mark logo. Thanks, Kevin. I really appreciate everything that you do. Now, Kevin is a prolific artist outside of the Amiga community, both inside and outside, really. Now, he's worked on such fantastic games as Reshoot, Reshoot R, Rygar, Turbo Sprint, and he's currently working on Reshoot Proxima 3, which is going to be absolutely a blast because Reshoot R is so much fun, and Boss Machine, which is just going to blow your socks off with how huge that game is. He's also been a frequent contributor to the Amiga Art Contest since the beginning, which has been just fantastic, and he's won several times. Now, last year, he was kind enough to contribute a copy of Amiga OS 3.2 as one of the winning prizes, so he's been part of the contest for a long time. Kevin's going to be a fantastic co-host, and I'm really looking forward to working with him this year on the judging. If you're a member of my Facebook group, Amiga Artwork, which is growing all the time, there'll be a link for that right in the description. But in this Facebook group, we chat about Amiga artwork, share our artwork, things like that. You may have seen a preview for Kevin's video promo for Amiga Art Contest this year. But if you haven't, here it is right here. Take a look. Pretty cool, huh? He always does a fantastic job. So enough about the business end of things. Let's talk about Amiga Art Contest 2022. Now, the Amiga, of course, has always been known as a creative machine and has honestly had some of the best graphics and audio capabilities of any machine of its generation for any reasonable price point. We also had some of the most fantastic graphic software out there. Everybody knows Deluxe Paint and Personal Paint and Art Department Professional, Brilliance, Image Effects, Photogenics. I mean, the list goes on for the fantastic art and graphic packages for the Amiga. The Amiga also introduced entire generations of people to 3D ray tracing. I mean, back in the late 80s, in 88, I remember talking to my computer science teacher at my high school. Hey, Paul Stalter, just in case you watch this. He'd never even heard of ray tracing before. I'm like, oh yeah, look at these pictures in this magazine of what my, $400 Amiga 500 can generate and create. He's like, really? Computers can do that for reasonable amounts of money? It was amazing. The Amiga was doing things other computers literally could not do without dropping thousands upon thousands of dollars. And even so, the Amiga often did it better. Even to this day, the Amiga can create some incredible artwork and some incredible graphics, as we're going to prove with the Amiga Art Contest. Now, the Art Contest is broken into 5 different categories. We've been adding to them over the years, but we're sticking to 5 right now. We'll see next year if we want to add anything else. The number 1 category, the most popular, is the hand-drawn category. And this is using any paint package for the Amiga, like Deluxe Paint or like Personal Paint or TV Paint if you've got an RTG card. We ask that you create your image in any amount of colors you want. You want to create a 2-color image? Great. You want to create a 16 million color image? Fantastic. As long as you create the image yourself and it's created basically on an Amiga. So what exactly do I mean when I say created on an Amiga? Well, if you have original Amiga hardware, like my lovely Amiga 600, my lovely Amiga 1200 over here, create it on that. That's fantastic. But if you want to create it on your Pi 400 running Chris Edwards' awesome PiMiga, link in the description, create it on that. That's just fine. If you've got a PC with WinUAE or the great Amiga Forever software, create it on that. That doesn't bother me a bit. You could even create it on the new A500 Mini from our friends who've just created the new mini console that we'll be talking a little more about in a bit. Have you got yourself a fancy A5000 running Amiga OS 4.1? Cool. Let's create some pictures on that. Send them on in. Now, the next category is the photographic category. This includes anything that you scan or import into your Amiga and then have some fun with it. Don't just scan in a picture and send it in and say, hey, we're done. Do something fun, do something creative with it, like some of the stuff you see here. Some colorization, some fancy zooming and editing and just bringing out beautiful patterns and colors in the photographs. Just do something fun with it. There's all kinds of awesome software that does photo editing on the Amiga. Art Department Professional is one of my favorite. Image Effects is still available from our friends over at Amiga Kit and Aeon. It's still a developed software package for the Amiga. It's like $30. One of my favorite things to do is to take a big 15 megapixel 16 million color image, bring it into one of my ECS Amigas, reduce it down to 640 by 480 high resolution 16 color, and try to get the most incredible looking image I can using just the limited 16 color ECS high-res screens. And here's a couple of the things that I've done. And you can play with the contrast on them and get some really, really cool effects out of your photographs this way. Moving right along, the next category is the 3D ray tracing category. And here's some gorgeous images from there. There's a plethora of 3D graphics programs that have been available for the Amiga. We've all heard of Lightwave, and you can get Lightwave to run without a toaster. There's plenty of ways to do that. You can use Sculpt Animate 3D, Turbo Silver. There's literally like a dozen 3D generation packages. You want to use Vista Pro to create some really awesome 3D landscapes? Fantastic, send them in. For pointers on how to create cool 3D images, be sure to check out my good friend Kevin Quattro's channel, Hold and Modify. The link will be right in the description for his YouTube channel. He does a great job and he's got lots of Lightwave tutorials. Or you can check out my other friend Muad'Dib's Twitch channel. Again, the link right in the description. And he actually has like these training classes that are so awesome. You can get on there and he'll step by step teach you how to create and design things in Lightwave that just are mind-boggling. And it's not that hard to do once you practice a bit. Next up is the music and mod category, which is so much fun. I mean, Paula has quite a set of pipes on her, and literally tens of thousands, if not more, mod files have been created over the past 35, 36 years. Packages like Octamed and similar programs can use Paula to create some sounds that the original Amiga designers couldn't even fathom that Paula could play out. They're just fantastic. You can hear some of them playing right now, just some really talented creators. So are we limited to just mods and Paula? No. For example, the Amiga had some great 16-bit sound cards. Like I've got in my Amiga 4000 the AD516. It's a gorgeous 16-bit sound card. It's still in an Amiga. If you wanted to create something using that, do it, create it. If you want to create a music video like the fantastic rendition of Wicked Game that my good friend Paulie Alex Bow created last year, and this is an actual video, but lots of the audio and a lot of the video were actually created on an Amiga and then mixed together using professional equipment, go for it. That's fantastic. We love it. As long as the Amiga plays a significant role in the creation, thumbs up. Lastly, we have the animation category, which was a ton of fun last year. Now, Amiga had popular animation tools back in the day, like the Disney animation software, Deluxe Paint. There were just probably 15 different animation packages that were commonly available. If you want to do cool hand-drawn animations, like one of our winners last year, this incredible Pink Panther animation, just, oh God, I love this one. Go for it. They're fantastic. If you want to animate some of your 3D ray tracings, have a cool, ship flying through the air and doing some rolls or something like that, do it. That'll go in the animation category. We're happy to have it in there. Think about stop motion animations too. Those are always fun. Get some cool little Lego figures and scan those images in and create a whole little animated scene with stop motion animation, but do it in Amiga format. We'd love to see it. We'd love to see your creativity. Now, I've mentioned a few times using other technology besides an Amiga to create your contributions to Amiga Art Contest, and I am perfectly fine with that. I mean, when I bring an image into an Amiga, sometimes what I'll do is I'll take it on my 15 megapixel camera, I'll bring it into my PC, and I'll reduce it down to maybe 1280 by 720 to make a smaller image, but still very high resolution JPEG. Then I'll import that into my Amiga so I don't give it a heart attack and some of my smaller Amigas can handle it. That's fine. You're still doing most of the creative work on the Amiga. You're just using one of the new fast machines to do the boring grunt work. I've also had people who've told me that they've created 3D objects on the Amiga in Lightwave, but then they import those 3D objects into their nice fast PC to generate the images in minutes instead of hours or days on their Amiga. That's fine. You still used the Amiga as the core to create that, and the Amiga could have generated the images. We just, in the interest of time, they didn't. Fine. Now, what we don't want to see is, okay, hey, I just imported this photo into my Amiga 1200 in Ham8 mode, and then I saved it as a JPEG, and I brought it into Photoshop, and I did this fancy pants stuff in Photoshop. Now, that's not what we're looking for. It needs to be really, really, at its core, an Amiga image or a piece of Amiga artwork. That's what we're really looking for. Now, we will have first and second place winners in all categories, as well as a general best of show that can be chosen from any of the 5 categories. Now, as of June 5th, when this was recorded, we've not 100% settled on this year's prizes, but we do know that our good friend Frank from Retro Rewind here in North America, up in Canada, is going to be sponsoring the show again this year. Last year, he had some fantastic gift certificates that he gave out to winners of the show, and we're going to be doing that again. Now, Frank at Retro Rewind carries some fantastic Amiga products, like this new buffered IDE SD interface or compact flash interface that works along with your Amiga 5 or Amiga 600 or 1200 and actually offers a buffered interface that increases the reliability dramatically, and those work with the Furia, which is awesome. He also carries the awesome new A630 Amiga 600 accelerator, like I have in this little beauty right here. 50 megahertz, 030, 64 megs of RAM. Really a nice product, and he's got those often. He'll have those right in stock. I think it's really a great accelerator. Take a look at my link right there, and you'll see a review on that accelerator. Now, be warned, Frank from Retro Rewind has already submitted something for the hand-drawn category for this year's Amiga Art Contest. And I think it's going to be hard to beat, personally. I mean, he spent, I think, literally seconds creating this image, and I think it's going to be tough to beat. The only challenger might be Sanxion, aka Tim Drew, good friend of the show, who in 2020 submitted this incredible piece of Amiga artwork. Again, the amount of time spent generating this can be literally counted in tens of seconds. Now, this one obviously won Best Picture in the entire freaking universe. I mean, that just goes without saying, so be warned, there's competition out there. Now, Kevin and I were also discussing the A500 Mini as a possible prize for the show, and I'm going to be getting in touch with Retro Games Limited to see if they can help us out in that department. So I'll let you know in a couple of days or weeks when I find out for sure what the other prizes are going to be. Now, how does one submit artwork to the Amiga Art Contest? Well, just email any submissions to art@amigaartwork.com. No, my name is not Art. No, my name is not Mark. It's Doug. It's Doug. I can also provide a shared Dropbox link if you've got something particularly big. Just reach out to me via email. We'll work something out to get the image. IFF files are the best way to get copies of the images to me, most of the images. Anim files are fantastic. Any of the other formats that you want to bring in, like PNG or JPEG, that's fine, just get them to me, but I would love to have something in the original format. I can bring them all over to my Amigas, take a look at them there. If you have any issues getting the files off your original Amiga and onto some format that you can get it over to me, just reach out to me. I'm happy to help you guys out figuring out ways to get them off your original Amiga. Just let me know. Now, when you send your submission, please send it with as much information as you can. Obviously, a little background on who you are, what your motivation was for the image, what went into it. Please let me know what Amiga hardware and software you used, and also any other hardware and software that was involved. I love to hear about it, and people love to hear about it when we're talking about the artwork. And how much can you submit? As much as you want. You want to send me 10 different things from each of the 5 categories? Fine, well, we're happy with that. The more the merrier. Now, in the interest of fair play, each individual person will only be able to win a prize in one category. I mean, just in the interest of fairness. But submit them in any categories you want to, and as many as you want to. Just be aware, we'll narrow it down for the presentation to probably the top 3 images, maybe 4 images that you submit. But send as many as you want. Does it have to be something you've just created this year in 2022? Absolutely not. I've got people sending me artwork that they created back in 1987, 1988, mod files they created in the 90s. fine, send me your old stuff. We'd love to see it. Just let me know when you created it and how you created it so we can talk about that during the reveal. And how will these fine pieces of artwork be judged? Well, Kevin and I will be looking at each submission and narrowing down who we think the top contenders are in each category. Then we allow our combined patrons on our Patreon accounts to vote on the images themselves. And in the past, these Patreon votes have been a lifesaver because they'll take something where Vicky and I were like, maybe this one, maybe this one. And then we look and we see, oh, this one has twice as many votes from our patrons. Obviously, that's the one that's going to get elevated up to the next level. So if you want to be able to vote on this and have early access to the images, pop on over to patreon.com for either myself or Kevin, and you too can be a voter. Speaking of patrons, here are my wonderful patrons scrolling over some of the fine artwork from past art contests. If you want to join the list and support not only Amiga Art Contest, but 10-minute Amiga Retrocast in general, pop on over to patreon.com/10mark for more details. Also, Kevin Saunders is on Patreon. The link to his site is in the description. Be sure to join one or both of us on Patreon if you want early access and the ability to vote in the competition. Thank you, everybody. You guys are awesome. Submissions to the Amiga Art Contest 2022 start in early June, so start sending me stuff. People already have been, and it goes on until October 11th, 2022. That's the last day you can really submit something to the contest. Kevin and I will start discussing them and judging them after the 11th, and usually by the end of October, we'll either decide to do a live stream or a pre-recorded announcement like Vicky and I had to do last year, revealing all the contributors and all the winners. We usually have a great time during these events. They're a lot of fun, and I really hope you guys will join us for the reveal. If you have any questions, be sure to reach out to me at art@amigaartwork.com. Happy to answer any questions you have. We look forward to an exciting Amiga Art Contest this year. We always have such a blast doing it. Great time looking at everybody's artwork. And even if you feel you're not particularly talented or you don't really, I'm not sure if you should submit it, just submit it. We'd love to see it. And we're not here to judge. Wait. No, we are here to judge, but we love everything that we get in. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram and Facebook. All the links are right in the description. And be sure to check out the past contributions. This is important. www.amigaartwork.com. You'll have all the information you need on how to submit, and you'll be able to look at all the past submissions over the years. But until next time, this is Doug from 10-Minute Amiga Retrocast, signing out.